Hello students, now we'll be talking about Faraday's law experimental observation, and based on that we'll study about the Faraday's law. So what he observed was, if we have a conductor, or you can say a coil carrying like solenoid type, and if it is kept in a magnetic field, if we keep on changing the magnetic field, that is varying magnetic field, B is equals to varying, then what he observed was there was some amount of induced current in this. If this conductor was attached with a galvanometer, he found that there was some induced current. This was purely experimental. What he did, he kept a coil carrying conductor inside a magnetic field, and he kept on changing the magnetic field. So when he was changing the magnetic field, he found that there was induced current inside the conductor. This conductor needs to be connected to a galvanometer so that you can know what is the current inside it. Okay, so the galvanometer would show that there was presence of some induced current. This was the first observation that he did. Then what he did, then he changed the size of this conductor. This time what he did, he kept a magnetic field. He kept this magnetic field constant, and then what he did, suppose this is a coil carrying conductor of radius r. What he did, he kept on changing the radius of this, that is the size of this, and when he changed the size of it, he again found that there was, here B is equals to constant. He didn't change the magnetic field over here, but he changed the size of the conductor, and then also he found there was induced current. What he did, change in size. What does this change in size means? If there is change in the radius, then there will be change in area, which means ultimately change in area. That was the second observation. In third observation, what he did, he was having the conductor, he tried to rotate it. Means suppose this was the conductor, he tried to rotate it in this manner and in this manner, he tried to rotate the current carrying coil conductor. So what was happened, there was in some here B was constant, size was also constant, but even though he kept on changing this direction, okay, once he did this way, once he did this way. So when he was changing this, that is theta angle, the angle which it is making with a magnetic field is changing as the conductor is moving. So on changing theta varying, he again found that there was induced current inside it. Induced current was present inside. So from this what he did, you can conclude that on varying the magnetic field, or on varying the size, or on varying the theta, there was change in, or there was some amount of induced current found in the conductor when it was connected to a galvanometer, which means that on changing, just say I'll take the share of this, just copy it very fast, yes, you can pause and copy it, or just go back and copy it. So what he observed, that on changing B, on changing A, that was size, on changing size, that is area. If you change the size, the area will obviously be changed. And on changing theta, there was induced current. Induced current. When is this current induced? If there is any change in EMF, means if there is a presence of any potential difference, then and then the current can flow. Unless and until there is no change in potential, there would not be any presence of electric current or induced current. But now remember, do you remember this thing? Do you remember this formula, BA cos theta? What is this formula for? This formula is for flux, magnetic flux. We have done it in last lecture. So which means that if any of this changes, the flux will changes. If B, A or theta, any of these three quantities changes, then you can say that there is change in flux, which means that if there is any change in flux, then there will be induced current. Okay, so if we change the flux, then we'll find that there is an induced current inside that conductor. So what Faraday told, whenever there is change in flux phi b linked with a conductor, and EMF is induced in the conductor, which means the same. When this induced current will be produced, if there is some induced EMF, unless and until there is no potential difference, we know that if there is no potential difference, no charge can travel. Charge can travel only if there is a potential difference, and if there is a potential difference, that is induced EMF, then and then we can have induced current. So on changing the flux, he found that EMF is also changing, or there is some amount of induced EMF inside the material. Second, if the conductor is a closed coil, an induced current flows through it, which is the same. If the current carrying conductor, the conductor which we are placing in the magnetic field, is a closed conductor, or you can say a coil like thing which is close to a circuit, then if it is a closed circuit or a closed coil, then the current will also pass from that. So whenever there is a relative motion between magnet and coil, the magnetic flux linked to the coil changes and EMF is induced. Now to understand this, just a second, you can copy all these things. The three observations that I showed you, in your NCERT book, in your textbook, it is given in this manner. Suppose this is a current carrying coil connected with a battery. Here we have a magnetic conductor, or you can also have a magnetic coil also through which the current is passing, so that a current carrying coil is always acting as a magnet. Okay, so for simplicity I have shown here the bar magnet only, north pole, south pole. So there will be flux coming out of it, flux going inside it. So what will happen if you change the position of this magnet with respect to this? If you change the position of this magnet with respect to this, the amount of field lines that are crossing or entering in this coil will change. क्या होगा, यहाँ से कुछ fields निकल रही, electric field line निकल रही है. My coil is kept over here. Okay, this is a coil. My coil is kept. If I take this magnet very near to the coil, the magnetic field lines linked with this will interact with this. As I take away from it, the number of field lines getting interacted with this coil decreases, or you can say changes. As I take near and forward, the number of field lines linked with the magnet and the coil changes. So यहाँ पे क्या होगा, जैसे मैंने इसको यहाँ से थोड़ा दूर ले लिया. Suppose here there are many lines which are linked, and now if I take this away, the number of field lines that are interacting will decrease. Suppose let us say only one field line is interacting, which means that if I change the relative distance between the coil and the magnet, उन दोनों का जो relative distance है, if I keep on changing them, then the flux that is linked with the coil changes. Okay, I hope this is very clear to you. But yes, if both the motions are same, suppose this is moving at the velocity of 4 kilometers and this coil is also moving at the velocity of 4 kilometers. So क्या होगा, यहाँ से दोनों 4 किलोमीटर की velocity से जाएंगे. There will be no change in flux because the velocity of both is constant. There should be a relative velocity. It should be like this. एक नजदीक आना चाहिए, दूर जाना चाहिए. At that time only it will have change in flux. And if there is change in flux, what it will be? It will induce the EMF. And the induced EMF, the EMF that is induced is called induced EMF. यहाँ पे जो EMF मिलेगा आपको, that is your induced EMF. And the current passing through due to that induced EMF is known as induced current. So based on this all observations, Faraday gave a law and named it a Faraday's law, and that was the magnitude of induced EMF is equal to the rate of change of magnetic flux. The magnitude of induced EMF is equal to the change equal to the rate of change of magnetic flux. Means it depends on the rate of change of magnetic flux. So I can write this EMF is equals to rate of change. Rate means what? Anything which changes with respect to time. Rate of change of flux. Okay. So this is the formula for Faraday's law. Here this negative sign, what does this negative sign say? Negative sign says that it is in the opposite direction. You will be studying this in the next lecture or in few lectures coming. It is about the Lenz's law. It is due to the Lenz's law that the induced EMF is produced in the direction opposite to it. So this gives the formula for Faraday's law. I hope the Faraday's law is very clear. Induced EMF is equals to the rate of change of flux. Rate of change of flux. Flux was changing. Flux is dependent on three things, that is area, magnetic field and theta. And when the Faraday observed experimentally that if these three things were changing, then he found that there was some amount of induced current inside the conductor, which means that there was induced EMF in the conductor. So based on that, he gave the law experimentally that E is equals to minus d phi by dt, that is EMF is rate of change of flux. I hope this is very clear to you. So till then, keep studying. Thank you. Have a nice day.